So welcome homies, my name is Abito and today I have brought the Kingdom of Reunions episode 2 and today we are going to explain it. So let's start it without any delay and see Adonis' revenge. In the last episode, we saw how Ghetto caught Chloe and Adonis and then Ghetto killed Chloe. Seeing this, Adonis had thought that he would kill all humans and that's why he is now very angry with humans. And this is what we see when Adonis is released after 10 years, he is very angry. After opening his eyes with a lot of anger, Adonis first removes all the videos and frees himself completely and attacks all the guards standing there. Adonis snatches a guard's weapon and hits it in his own throat very badly. And then he kills all the guards standing there with his own weapon. And from this we clearly know that Adonis still has a lot of hatred and anger in his mind for humans. After this, Adonis sees the guard and shoots him directly without saying anything. But here he does not kill the guard, but also opens his video and leaves without saying anything. After this, we see the executive of the National Security Bureau. His name is Yamato and he is the director of NSB. Now as soon as he finds out that Adonis has escaped from his captivity, he tells his executive that you will have to catch him and kill him and for this you can use weapons above level class 5. But the behavior of that executive is just like a child. That's why Yamato's younger sister Yuki, who is the vice director, says that if he keeps doing this, I'll kill him someday. On this, Yamato says, let him be the way he is because he is also an executive like us. And then we find out that this executive is actually a human cyborg. After this, we are shown a scene of the internment camp where corpses were scattered everywhere and Adonis had taken his weapon from here. And because of this, the in-charge here was very scared. Then his security guards tell him that that girl had unlocked your phone and released all the prisoners. But here the in-charge does not understand how that girl unlocked his phone. And then we find out that Adonis's threat level is SS, which is the most powerful and the most dangerous. And why not? All this is because of Chloe. After this, we see Adonis, who is sitting on a building. And then he uses written style summoning magic and fires a bullet. But because of Adonis's magic, that bullet gets too big and goes and collides with a building. And after this, Adonis speaks in a lot of anger. Now it's time to kill even the last man in this world. After this, we see the scene inside the prison where all the witches were killed. And all this was done by that executive cyborg. And now she puts a gun on the in-charge there and kills him too. After this, we see the inspector, who sees Adonis's terror and says, it's all my fault because I couldn't stop him. After this, we see Adonis, who was roaming around in the Empire and was thinking, if Chloe was here, she would have said instead of praising me, I won't be alive by taking your revenge. You have to get out of here and enjoy your life. I believe she would have said this. But now 10 years have passed. But it doesn't matter how much time has passed. I can't forget that voice, that face, that everything. And Adonis, using his magic, says, I used to love you too, Chloe. After this, we see that a very big giant comes out of the ground, which Adonis has summoned. And it starts causing a lot of destruction. Then we see a police station scene where someone calls and tells that a very big giant has been seen. But the policeman thinks it's a prank call and scolds it. But when he goes out and sees, he finds that it's really a big giant. And he says on the call, send NSB here quickly. After this, we see Adonis, who was causing a lot of destruction with the help of that giant. And with that destruction, a lot of people were dying under the rubble. And Adonis was moving towards the dog to take his revenge. Before moving forward in the video, I would like to give a shout out to my subscriber Anime Buster Whitey, who has been supporting me since day 1. And now I have reached 1. And thank you guys for supporting me so much. Anyway, let's move on in the video. After this, we see Director Yamato, who asks his people if his report has been sent to the Emperor. Guards tell him that the Queen has blocked the report because the Emperor's health is deteriorating a lot. On this, the director says, "So it means that now I will fully use my powers." After this, the director sends the Air Force and the Ground Force to attack that giant. Then his sister Yuki tells him. Both the boy and his weapon are missing from the camp. After this, the director asks his people where is the device to suppress magic? On which the guards tell him that they have been running that device for 10 years. So there is no confirmation that it will work or not. After this, we see a lot of tanks together, who came to attack that giant. And they also attacked together, but it was of no use. Because their attack was not even able to go near that giant. That's why Adonis gets a punch on a building from his giant, which destroys all those tanks. Meanwhile, we are told that these 10 years were not wasted for Adonis. He had done so much research in his mind that he could have destroyed the whole world. To learn right and style magic, you have to understand the meaning of magic and convert it mathematically. That too with a special kind of quill, which is Adonis's weapon. And without a great teacher, it is impossible to do all this. But Adonis already had Chloe. And for Adonis, there's no difference between these people and the people 10 years ago. Those people killed Chloe for their purpose, and these people took advantage of that guilt. That's why there is no difference between these people and Adonis. After this, Adonis uses his magic to summon 2 machine guns. And all the people who see him, he becomes merciless and fires at them and kills them very badly. And Adonis says with a smile, "Eyes for eyes, nothing else." Adonis starts crying out of happiness and says, "What is this? I have never felt like this before. What a beautiful view." Then he tells the location of Adonis to the executive NSB. After which the Air Force attacks Adonis with missiles. This attack causes damage to the giant and Adonis also falls down. There we see a small child whose mother had died and a building was about to fall on it. But then Dora saves him. After this, Dora leaves that child with someone and goes to stop Adonis. After this, we see Adonis lying on the ground and he says, "My body is still not completely fine." After this, we see Emperor Gotha who was lying sick and his wife tells him to lie down. The empire is still completely safe. After this, Gotha starts coughing and blood starts coming out of his mouth. And we know that Gotha has a disease that will never be cured. And he says, "God, is this a debt you have given me because I killed all the witches? But I have no regret about this. We did all this so that we can progress. Witches do not progress as long as they live here. Because humans do not need magic. They will progress alone and remain strong." Here we see Adonis who almost finished the force. And he was about to kill a guard. But then Duraka comes there and tells him to stop. Duraka says, "Aren't you tired of killing so many people? I can't see more innocent people dying now." As soon as the innocent people hear, Adonis gets very angry. And in that anger, he kills the guard very badly. After this, Adonis starts walking towards Duraka and tells her, "How can I be so confused? Even if I have no power. How can I be confused? Even if you have saved my life. But all humans are my enemies." Duraka tells him, "Chloe did not want this. She was important to you." As soon as Chloe's name is heard, Adonis grabs Duraka's throat and tells him, "Don't take Chloe's name with your dirty mouth. And why are you in the middle of my way? Your words make you feel like them. If humans hadn't used that dirty trick that day, Chloe would never have died." On this, Duraka says, "Adonis, this is your name, isn't it? Which was given by a great witch." And she says that I am also a witch. But with this, Adonis gets even more angry. And he says to her, "If you are a witch, then why didn't you come to save Chloe that day?" Duraka apologizes to him and tells him, "We were all just running away." She says, "But Chloe can still be alive." But Adonis throws him to the ground. Duraka says, but Adonis says, "Don't make fun of him anymore." And he uses his magic to summon a sword. And he puts it around Duraka's neck and says, "I'll kill you. And whoever says anything about Chloe, I'll kill them all." Adonis says that I can bring Chloe back to life. We just need your memories. But Adonis wasn't ready to listen. When Adonis didn't listen, Duraka says to him, "Okay, you kill me, but I'm very happy that I met you." But with this, Adonis remembers Chloe. And he cries and says, "Is there really a way that Chloe can come back?" Duraka stands up and says yes. "You're not alone anymore." But then a bullet comes straight at Duraka. And she dies. Duraka was killed just like Chloe in front of Adonis. And here we know that this bullet was shot by the same human cyborg executor. And with this episode ends here. So let's meet in the next episode. Until then, subscribe to my channel.